Here we are. Welcome to Jubilee Circle. Thank you all for being here this morning, and we are happy that you're here. We're happy that you're here in the building, happy that you're here on YouTube, and if you would like to download a bulletin out there on YouTube or even here in the building, it's jubileecircle.com, and right there on the front page is a download, and there's a, if we could get our guest a bulletin, bulletin's back there. I don't know if it does that.
Don't you have wonderful news to share to our community?
No. It's true. Well, do what we did. Yesterday, Beth and I ran off and got married yesterday. Yeah, we went to went to
That's for y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here's her lovely partner. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, commandeering the mic. All right. It's not easy.
It's not easy. I know, it's not easy. We're so excited for these two. Yes, it's a very happy day for them.
Okay.
I gave them homework, but we all know how wedding nights go, so they probably did not do their homework. So they'll have to do it later.
Because Michael was over at our house.
Oh.
Taking care of the dogs.
Yeah. My house. Michael ate our homework.
I have a special gift for the two of them. I have a special gift for the two of them.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
This is a special wine box.
Oh, so when you start whining, we'll put it in there.
I tried to find beer, but I don't know how well beer lasts over years.
Well, that's not very well.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Pictures
Oh.
of the two of y'all on the inside. Yeah, you can change the wine to whatever you
Ooh,
want.
Blackberry Merlot.
That's
I'm
kind of what-
there.
that's kind of what it has.
WHINE.
Thank you. Thank you,
Now,
Julie.
there's something special that goes with this.
Okay.
There's special instructions with your gift.
Okay.
Whenever you do get a chance this week, I want you both to sit down and write a letter. Seal it in an envelope. Don't let the other one read it. In the letter, I want you to tell why you fell in love with your spouse. What was it that was so unique? Why, what brought you to this day? And then put the letters in here, sealed, date it. Do that every year. Put one in. At 5 years,
Drink
then
the
you
wine.
sit
Drink the
down-
wine.
Yep, you sit down with a glass of wine and you read the letters to each other.
Get over the 5-year itch.
So that's
Right.
right. Because we know how hard relationships can be. If during the interim period you hit a brick wall and you wonder, oh, can I go on with this relationship? Then go ahead and open the wine and drink the
Break the
wine.
glass.
Yeah, and read the letters
Right
to
out of
help
the bottle.
remind you of this day, of this special day.
Oh.
And then I would keep doing it. Every 5 years, put another bottle in, drink again. But there you go for the
All right.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
So nice. Look how cute we are.
I know. It's amazing.
Congratulations. Aw, love is grand.
All right. Let's play some music. Oh. And we lost Michael. Oh, okay. This is a band of stray cats, y'all. If you take your eyes off of them, they kind of wander away.
I
love the stray cats.
All right.
Hey, guys.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to work. I want to bang on the drum all day. I don't want to Yes.
And he's coming to Charleston.
He is.
August 11th with Daryl Hall.
Really? With Daryl Hall? I
Yes.
didn't know. What happened?
Hall
Did
house band.
they, oh,
He's still with Oats.
oh, okay. I was going to say, did he ditch the oats? He's on a no oats diet now? Yeah, I went for grits instead. Get rid of those oats. All right. So, welcome everybody. And Keith on the bass solo there, man. All right.
That's his first.
All right. So, yes, welcome again, everybody, to Jubilee Circle. We're glad you're here, and we continuing our VIA Positiva theme of, the humanity, as we're discovering our commonalities as human beings and that original blessing that we all carry within. So let me ask you a question this morning. How often do you play? Not just, goofing off, cracking jokes. When's the last time you really just threw yourself into playing so wholeheartedly that you lost track of time? You set yourself free from your inhibitions. You were just in it. Because as kids, we played all the time. Every moment of the day. It was an opportunity to just play, whether it was with other children or by ourselves. Play was the order of the day. But when we get older, you're told to stop playing around. Get serious. Right, straighten up, buckle down, work hard, grow up. Right. Well, that's the saying go. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And nobody likes a dull life. A hobby is play, absolutely. Anything you lose time in, that is play. And with all the stress and the problems that we face every day, we need play now more than ever. The Holy is always inviting us to play, to drop our worries and our concerns and our grievances long enough to notice the beautiful flowers, to notice the sunrise, to notice the sunset. Creation is at play all the time and invites us to step outside of our worries and our fears and throw ourselves into that delightful, time-wasting play. And when we can learn to see life as more play than work, then we'll understand what it means to be fully alive and to touch that higher divine self, that always playing child, because that's when we get to say, oh yeah. Please rise as you're able. And we begin our celebration this morning, as we begin every Jubilee Circle celebration, by remembering the air, the four elements, the air, the water, the earth, and the fire. And we burn sage as a reminder that this is a safe and a sacred time. Welcome back, Allison. And, the other element, beer, yes. And we declare this as a sacred space and sacred time, and we orient ourselves in it by calling the four directions. I invite you to turn and face the east. As the sun rises and another day begins, Holy One, let us give thanks for yet another chance to learn how to play. Teach us to see the play of nature all around us, as the birds swoop and chirp, as the flowers sway and play in the breeze, how the dogs romp and the cats stalk, and even the snakes take time out to sun themselves on the rock. Grant us, Holy One, a keen sense of play in this day and every day. Quarter turn to the right, and we face the south. Teach us, Holy One, how to take play seriously, to become a student in the art of a holy play. Give us the creativity we need to dissect play and become masters of its mechanics. And as we learn, Holy One, give us also the talent to teach, so that we may show others the joy of your holy playfulness. Quarter turn to the right, and we face the west. As the sun sets tonight and every night, Holy One, remind us that one of the key components of holy play is rest. Give us the skills we need to relax our minds, to let go of the day's troubles on the playground, to let go of the bully's words and the careless words and thoughts that have affected us throughout the day. Let us end our day with grass-stained knees, dirt under our fingernails, and the joyful weariness of another great day of play. And we turn toward the right, another quarter turn, and we are at the north. Play with us, Holy One. Send your loving spirit into our midst and teach us how to laugh, how to enjoy this life, how to have fun with each other, and most of all, how to play nice in a world dead set on taking all the fun out of life. Give us the grace we need to diffuse every bully we meet so that they too are overtaken by the Holy Spirit of fun, and they also learn how to let go and live life in a spirit of joy and playfulness. And as we turn back toward the center and have a look around the room, you're going to find a bunch of overgrown children. And many of us, though, have completely forgotten how to play. You may think of play as just wasting your time you could do things to get things done. But Jubilance the Holy is constantly inviting us to play, to see this world as our playground, so we can finally learn all the best things in life are those things that delight you, that make you want to say, oh yeah. All right. I invite you to remain standing, and we will sing our opening song. Got a little Sheryl Crow for us this morning.
Blast from the 90s.
Oh, yes, a big, yes. All right, here we go. Ooh. And we've played this song before, and hopefully this is better. There he is. All right, there he is. All right. And I invite you, I got ahead of myself, so y'all can greet each other again if you'd like. Doesn't matter to me. The first song was so much fun, I thought this must be the greeting song. But I'm a little off today because, you know, I got things, yeah. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4. This ain't LA, you know, because this is Jubilee Circle. Yeah. All I want to do is have a little fun before I die, says the man next to me, out of nowhere. It's apropos of nothing. He says his name is William, but I'm sure he's Bill or Billy or Mac or Bud. And he's plain ugly to me. And I wonder if he's ever had a day of fun in his whole life. We are drinking beer at noon on Tuesday in the bar that faces the giant car wash. And the good people of the world are washing their cars on their lunch breaks, hosing and scrubbing as best they can in skirts and suits. They drive their shiny Datsuns and their Buicks back to the phone company, the record stores too. Well, they're nothing like Billy and me, 'cause all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun until the sun comes up on the Santa Monica Boulevard. We're not Southern Baptists here, so dancing is allowed. I like a good beer buzz early in the morning. Billy likes to peel the labels from his bottles of bud. He shreds them on the bar and lights up every match in the oversized pack, letting each one burn down to his thick fingers before cursing and blowing them out. He's watching the bottles of bud as they spin on the floor, and a happy couple enters the bar, dangerously close to one another. The bartender looks up from his one act, 'cause all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun until the sun comes up on Y'all may be seated. Larry, always with the last word. Put a guy behind a drum kit. That's just how it works. Hey. That's the best we've ever played that song. All right, y'all. So again, welcome to Jubilee Circle. We are an inclusive, progressive interfaith community here in Columbia, South Carolina. We teach the timeless common wisdom of love and unity that you find in all mainstream religions and metaphysical philosophies, mysticism, and inspired secular and religious writers and teachers throughout the ages. We use popular music, obviously, teachings, weekly celebrations, education, and artistical events and other community building activities because we're trying to create a space for everyone to experience transformation so then they can go out and be that transformation in the world. And we believe that we're all here to expand our souls, to find a deeper meaning to life, to renew our commitment to love and peace and justice so we can learn how to love wastefully and undergo a transformation from the inside out to discover how to live into our higher divine self. And we also recognize we're all God's good creation. We are formed in love and joy as well as stardust. But we forget this. We pop out of mama and they slap us on the butt. And we just see different people around us. And we must think, well, you're separate from me and I'm separate from you. And then the judging starts. Then the grievances start. And we look around the world and go, oh, those people are beautiful. Oh, those people are ugly. Oh, those people are greedy. Those people are generous. Those people are weird. Those people are normal. Ooh.
Why be normal?
Right. Why be normal? Right. What is normal? It is a setting on the dryer. Right. It's the normal wash. And then there's loving people, and then there are just those who are just
Quarrelsome.
quarrelsome. Ooh,
We hadn't heard that one.
You hadn't heard that one yet. Recalcitrant. But when we remember our function here, our function is to remember who we are. We are the light of the world. And as the light of the world, we are meant to shine that love and be that embodiment of love in the world. And to be that embodiment so good, so well, that everyone says, oh, yeah. Boy, Cece has found a new friend. Cece's over here begging, like, there's food out here. They are. She is skin and bones. She's never eaten. All right. Hear these wise and holy words. From this wise and holy woman. Yeah, we don't have a ding. Okay, there we go.
I didn't even get married last night.
Well, Tom will be happy to hear that.
You did have to throw in one with words that I possibly couldn't pronounce.
I did. Oh, I did. To the blonde behind you that's Beth. That's my new partner. All right, take it away, Renee.
From the Hebrew Scriptures, 2 Samuel 6, 1 through 5. David again gathered all the chosen of Israel, 30,000. David and all the people with them set out and went from Baale, Judah, to bring up from there the ark of God, which is called by the name of the Lord of hosts, who is enthroned on the cherubim. They carried the ark of the God on a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was on the hill. David and all the house of Israel were dancing before the Lord with all their might, with songs and lyres and harps and tambourines and castanets and cymbals.
Woohoo, go David.
He was having fun.
He was.
From the Jesus story, Mark 6, 7 through 12. He called the 12 and began to send them out 2 by 2 and gave them authority over the unclean spirits. He ordered them to take nothing for their journey except a staff, no bread, no bag, no money in their belts, but to wear sandals and not to put on 2 tunics. He said to them, wherever you enter a house, stay there until you leave the place. If any place will not welcome you and they refuse to hear you as you leave, shake off the dust that is on your feet as a testimony against them. From the Christian mystic Teresa of Avila, laughter came from every brick. Just these 2 words he spoke changed my life. Enjoy me. What a burden I thought I was to carry. A crucifix, as did he. Love once said to me, I know a song, would you like to hear it? And laughter came from every brick in the street and from every pore in the sky. After a night of prayer, he changed my life when he sang, "Enjoy Me."
These are wise and holy words. Thanks be to the holy. All creation is holy word. All creation speaks volumes of the holy. Hallelujah. This song that we're going to play in just a minute is one that I wrote back in 2014, and it's based on this Teresa of Avila poem, Enjoy Me. Now, many of you in this room are kind of like me, and you grew up in a conservative, more fundamentalist form of the Christian religion, whether it was Catholic or whether it was Protestant. I grew up in the Southern Baptist Church, and there were two words put together that you never really heard in my upbringing, and that would be enjoy me, or enjoy yourself, or take joy in the things of life. It was always that this world is evil. This world is not our home, and it really isn't. But the reason that they would say it was not our home because it's evil, because it's sinful. And it reminds you of your original sin, and so you have original sin, and so you can't really enjoy anything because it's sinful to enjoy. Sinful to enjoy. Anyone got that tape? Right. Enjoyment is sinful. And this poem, when I read it, I was like, I got to write a song about this, because this is what the holy is always saying to us. Enjoy me. This life is meant to be a joy. And we look around and we think, how can we enjoy what we have when there are so many people who have so much less and nothing to enjoy? But you know what? I have found that even in the places where there is the most suffering, even in the places where people don't seem to have much materially, one of the things that they do have is joy. Sometimes the things that we have, the things out here, get in the way of our joy. And so I want to ask you this morning to reflect. What is it that is getting in the way of you enjoying your life? What anxieties, what troubles, what fears, what grievances? What limitation are you arguing for that would prevent you from joy? In this moment, in every moment, even when the moment is challenging, joy is available. It's always there. It's always the undercurrent of our lives. And so many times we just refuse to tap in to that life spring, that life-giving joy that is always running in, through, and around everything, inviting us to play, inviting us to dance, to sing, to deeply enjoy our lives. So I invite you, think of joy. Meditate this morning on the unlimited joy that is available right now and in every moment. Breathe deeply. Okay, so this song is from a little known singer and songwriter who dabbles in the craft when the mood strikes her. That would be me. And this was inspired by St. Teresa's poem. All right, it's called Enjoy Me. 2, 3, 4. We live in a world of woe, where it's a sin to take it slow. Climb the ladder, grab the rein. Gotta get all the right things every year. It seems time passes in a blink. We may try to slow it down, feeling like we may drown. Enjoy me, enjoy me. This moment says, enjoy me, enjoy me. Joy you'll always find. I began playing guitar when I was a teenager. I think I was like 13 or 14 years old, and we didn't have money for me to go and take formal lessons. So I found this cheap pawn shop guitar and a big book of songs by The Who. It was just this big Who songbook that featured chord shapes. They'll draw out chord shapes for you, so you can learn where to put your fingers by playing by the shapes. And the shapes were like that big. I mean, it was like chord shapes for dummies. It really was, and it was great. And now anybody who has ever learned a musical instrument knows that when you start out, you sound awful, right? And I was no exception. All the chord shapes were like very brand new to me, and my left hand sort of went into revolt. And so this is how I played my first song. Wait now, the next one. Wait. Then there's the next one. I mean, that's how you do it before you go. Before you learn how to do that, you go really slow and you don't get your fingers down. I mean, oh man, it was torturous for my poor, soon-to-be calloused fingers, but also for anybody within earshot. But over time, I got a bit better. Even formed a band with some of my friends when I was in my early 20s. It was the 80s. We knew 3 chords. We wrote 80s style punk alternative songs, and we got a few gigs in Athens, Georgia, of all place, home to such great bands as REM and the B-52s. But it became pretty clear pretty quick that our band's star was not going to ascend in such a meteoric way as those bands. And after a few gigs and more than a few artistic disagreements, we broke up. It wasn't like the Beatles, although the band did claim that there was a Yoko Ono. I got my first girlfriend during that time, and they all called her Yoko. So. So there you go. But I hung my guitar up and just put it completely out of my mind until one day in my 30s, I was talking to my therapist about my past and the band, it was a seemingly odd question because I told her, I just stopped playing guitar, and she said, well, why don't you play anymore? And she said, I said, what's the point? It's not like I'm going to be a rock star. That was the only goal, right? And so she let that comment hang in the air before she asked, did you enjoy playing? Which just set me off on this description of what I'm trying to capture for myself and for you in today's talk, how to embrace that humanity of our playfulness. And I told her, yeah, I enjoyed it very much. I described that I would just sit in my room for hours. I didn't even, I was just learning my chord shapes. I don't know how to play the thing, but I played at it And I just would make random chord shapes, and I would just sit for hours and just get lost in whatever little music or melody or whatever sounded interesting to me. And I would just play for hours without any goal, without any accomplishment in mind, and it was just transcendent. And so after all that, my therapist, you know how therapists do, they go, And she said, then why can't you just play because you enjoy it? And it's one of those sort of moments, where you go, oh. But it took me years to absorb that wisdom, to really hear what she had said, because in that moment, my ego was all in it. And all I saw was that the guitar was just never going to make me rich or famous, so what was the point of doing it in the first place? Because I was too busy. I was busy climbing the ladder. I'm grabbing that next ring of the career success, and, to stop and simply play, well, that just seemed like a waste of time. And we're all like that to some degree. We often avoid a lot of things we might enjoy because it ultimately doesn't profit us in some way that the world says is important. And this is what happens when we let the ego run the show, because it sees everything outside of itself as either a tool to get ahead or a tool to keep somebody from getting ahead of us. Oh, yeah? And the ego can use anything from the remote possibility of becoming a rock star to the even more remote possibility of winning the lottery, although somebody in Illinois did, right? But it keeps us from embracing playfulness in the world, because the world is full of very serious people. And you capitalize all of those, very, with a capital V, serious with a capital S, people with a capital P, very serious people who believe that to succeed in this world, you have to put away the childish things of play. Instead, you got to work hard all the time and become a very serious person until you amount to something in the world. We see very serious people in a lot of places that should otherwise be preaching the embrace of playfulness, and I think church is an especially good place for that sort of thing. Right now, it's just somber or political. It's filled with very serious people doing very serious work for God or very serious work for power or whatever. They preach very serious sermons about very serious topics and warn of very serious consequences if those very serious doctrines and dogmas are not very seriously kept. Playing around is a sacrilege. It's blasphemy. It is an affront to God. And I would argue that the best place to embrace playfulness probably is in our spiritual communities, during sacred events, when we see that King David embraced playfulness. In today's reading from the Hebrew Scriptures, he and his people were involved in a very serious and very sacred task of transporting the Ark of the Covenant. And what do they do during this very serious, very sacred act? They dance. They break into dance. Carrying the ark, it's very serious because it contains some seriously important items for the Hebrew people, namely the stones on which were etched the 10 Commandments. The ark was so revered that when the people stopped to camp for the night, the ark was given its own tent because it was so sacred. For the wandering Israelites, the ark was the sign that God was with them, and as long as they had the ark, they had God's presence. And perhaps it was this knowledge that even in the midst of the most sacred and serious time, that God is present. It was God's presence that made David dance with delight. And I believe the Holy continues to invite us to dance, to enjoy life, to embrace playfulness, even in the midst of life's most sacred or even most profane moments. And I believe it's true because instead of an ark to assure us of God's presence, all we have to do is look outside and see creation. All we have to do is look inside and see our higher divine self. God is always here. There is not a place where God is not. So how can we take our lives and situations so seriously when God is all around, inviting us to play? The invitations are there for us in every moment, from the Rorschach test of clouds passing by, inviting us to just see the interesting shapes in those forms, the nudge of a dog seeking attention, perhaps a game of fetch, perhaps a bit of your food. That invitation to play, it could be as subtle as a summer breeze that invites us to just stop and enjoy that feeling or as big as the breathtaking view of the Grand Canyon that playfully challenges us to just start to take it all in. When we can embrace the playfulness of God in every moment, jubilance, no matter what the present circumstance is, that's when we will hear laughter rise from every brick and feel joy rain down from the sky. Breathe deeply. 2, 3, 4. The world becomes a blue, but slowly begins to stir. That voice inside says there's no need to hide. Each day brings a new vision. Each moment a decision. Will we stop to take it in, or hurry by once again? Thank you. In our Jesus story, my bassist needed me. He's amazing. In our Jesus story, we find our guy giving some very specific instructions to his disciples before he sends them out into the world to spread his message. And make no mistake, his message was to embrace playfulness, to enjoy the world. When we look at these instructions, though, they seem sort of unplayful and maybe a bit harsh. The disciples are told to go out into the world and travel very lightly. Don't take any food for yourselves, no money, no bags, which they wouldn't need anyway because they didn't have anything to put in them, right? But not even a change of clothes. You can't wear 2 tunics. That's what that was for. You have one gets dirty, you put the other one on. Yeah, don't even take a change of clothes. No 2 tunics, no tutus, no nothing. Also seems, and it's like Jesus is sending them out for a Palestinian version of Survivor or something, All you can take with you is the clothes on your back, sandals on your feet, and a staff. That's important. Because taken in a literal sense, Jesus was telling his disciples, don't be encumbered by any of the outside trappings, the material world. Don't let that get in the way of your mission. All they could bring, he says, was a staff, a stick of wood that serves some very good purposes for their journey now. A staff could be used to lean on, assist you in a long walk, rest upon, fend off attackers, both human and animal. For our ancient Hebrew cousins, a staff could really be a lifesaver for you. So when we look at what Jesus forbade the disciples to take through a more metaphysical lens, such as food, money, clothes, a fashionable bag, we can see that what they're forbidden to take is just all the trappings of the ego. All the things the ego likes to have with us that heralds our rank and our importance in the world. Nice clothes, nice food, a nice bag. It says something about you. We are at our most powerful in this ego world when we got lots of food, we got lots of money, we got lots of clothes, we got the ability to take it out and show it to the world. Much of our lives, actually, it's just spent maintaining the lifestyle that we need to keep these trappings and then add more. But what Jesus is telling the disciples and us is that we must lighten not only the outer load, but the inner load as well, if we ever hope to dissolve our very serious ego and embrace the playfulness that is our higher divine self. So what about what we can take on the journey? We can take the staff. And what is our inner staff that we must take on the journey to embrace our true playful self? Well, I believe the staff is, of course, one of love. It is a staff of equanimity toward ourselves and all living creatures. And when we walk in this world, filled with seeing everyone as the one child of God that is filled with the holy light of love, then we become the healing force of love in the world. And what Jesus is saying to his disciples and us is this: if you walk into the world empty-handed, unburdened by what the world says is very important, and give only love to everyone around you without expecting anything in return, you will have everything you need. Remember, miracles come from other people, so whatever you need, shelter, clothing, food, others are there to provide it for you if you arrive truly empty-handed, expecting nothing. If along your journey, Jesus says, you find people who refuse to provide for you, it's not that they're evil. It's because they're not in that place spiritually where they're ready to receive love and return it. In those cases, Jesus says, shake the dust off your feet, move on. But this is not a form of condemnation or rejection. Instead, Jesus says, don't get caught up in the ego's need to change others or make them like you. Instead, you bless them. You go on your way. You plant that seed of love and move on, because generous, loving, miracle-working people are already in your path. Just keep going. And I'm betting, though, that Jesus' disciples probably had the same reaction to his instructions for going out in the world as I did about the guitar. You know, if you're not out in the world to change people and get rich and famous while doing it, why are you going to do it at all? What's the whole point? But what Jesus is encouraging his disciples and us to do is engage in something called deep play. In her book by the same name, writer Diane Ackerman describes deep play as that which takes us out of our ego selves. It is literally something that helps us transcend all of our little pettiness, our grievances, our competition. Jesus is trying to tell his disciples, it's not their job to convert as many people as possible. And I know that goes against all the teachings that you've ever heard in any other church. It's not that. It's not to go out and convert as many people as possible. You want to know what the real mission is? It's to go out and love as many people as possible, no matter what their reaction is. Some will refuse that love, but Jesus knew that simply encountering loving people would plant the seed within those people, and one day those seeds may take root. And another part of deep play is actually quite serious. The word fight, Ackerman points out, derives from the word play. The word fight derives from play. Play's original purpose, she writes, was to make a pledge to someone by risking one's life. So the original purpose of play, make a pledge to someone by risking your life. Now, Jesus knew when he sent his disciples out with nothing but a staff, he was literally asking them to risk their lives. He was asking them to approach strangers with an even stranger message and rely on those strangers for their survival. That's dangerous today. I mean, think how dangerous it was then. But in that danger, he was asking them to embrace playfulness, this deep play that invites others to take the same risk with you. Jesus knew if that we all embrace this transcendent form of deep play, that we could heal and dissolve the ego that competes and undercuts and sabotages our joy and happiness. If we can learn to embrace the holy play that is our higher divine self, there would be no need for us to stockpile food or money or possessions, because they would just be freely shared. In this form of deep play, there's no winners, there's no losers. There's simply a community that plays with each other. And in that play, everyone is provided for. The good of all is taken into account. And I know that's just the Pollyanna utopia, but Jesus believed that we selfish, egotistical, competition-driven, flawed human beings could do this. We could play with one another to the point where love is the only thing that becomes real. If we would just stop being such very serious people, concerned with our very serious jobs and our very serious religions and our very serious governments, and be willing to become vulnerable to one another and just play the game of life together in unity. Play, Ackerman writes, gives us the opportunity to perfect ourselves. And that's the ultimate importance of embracing playfulness, because it gives you a chance to heal and dissolve your own ego. You cannot overcome anyone else's ego. I'm going to say that again. You cannot overcome anyone else's ego. And when you realize that, that's when you shake the dust off your feet. When people don't understand the playful journey that you have chosen to embrace, and they push back. Just these words he spoke changed my life, wrote that Christian mystic Teresa of Avila. Enjoy me. Jubilants, how would it change your life if you could understand the profound simplicity of these holy words? Enjoy me. How would it change the way you live, jubilants, if you embraced playfulness in every moment of your life, even in your moments of deepest despair? How would it change the way you lived if you resolved to take nothing seriously in this world except your love for everyone around you and your love for the deep play that this life invites you to? And you find yourself walking out in the world and just falling in love with every person, every creature, every moment. How would it change the way you live, jubilants, if you just lived your life because you enjoyed it? Not because you had to be pursuing something that the world called success. I invite you this morning, jubilants, allow these two words to change your life. Enjoy me. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3. Enjoy me. Enjoy me. This moment says, enjoy me. Enjoy me. Joy always rains down. Love once sang me a song of joy and laughter poured. Okay, time to get very serious. No playing around. No. You talk about you play with your food, play with the animals. Play with your money. Yeah. That's usually called gambling. Yeah, we probably won't encourage that. But one of the best things you can do with your money is to help Jubilee Circle in our ministry and in our mission to bring this light of love and joy and amazement here into the world, here locally in Columbia, South Carolina. You want to pass that around? In Columbia, South Carolina, and broadcasting around the world. We have folks from all around who watch us on YouTube, and so we're always happy for anyone who feels the need to support us so we can continue in our work here in Columbia, South Carolina and elsewhere. And we are grateful for those who have helped us over the past few years to continue to survive and know what's going on. Anyway, so thank you. You can go to jubileecircle.com and use our online ways of donation. Words, they're very hard today. You can donate online at jubileecircle.com. There is a link that will take you to Venmo or PayPal, and you can give from that place, or you can send a check to Post Office Box 4611, Columbia, South Carolina, 29240. There are all sorts of ways for you to support us, and as we support you all. And so thank you so much for your support. And we are going to have a little talk back time here in the room, so we will say goodbye to the folks on YouTube. We're so happy that you have been joining us today, and we will be back at the same time next week, 11:15, with more lovely, fun Jubilee. What? Oh, did I not do announcements? Oh, it's my fault. It's not like I do this every week or something, but yeah. We do have some, let's see. Yeah, exactly. So I'm a little, my head's a little something. Okay. Yeah, so we do have some announcements. So we do have, next Sunday, we're going to use some music from Peter Frampton. We're going to learn about the humanity of leadership. This should be fun. Yes. Oh, the humidity. Yeah, that should have been it.
Oh, the humility.
Yeah, that would be good for summer. Next summer, oh, the humidity. Join us for that. Friday, September 16th, the Columbia Operatic Laboratory is coming to do Pirates of Penzance, a sing-along. It's going to be fun. So that's Friday, September 16th at 7. Remember, Soundy School every Sunday at 10:30, right next door. And our Course in Miracles discussion group meets on Wednesdays at 7:30. There is a Zoom option. You'll find that on the website, too, if you want to Zoom in and join us for our Course in Miracles, folks. Jubilee Circle. Yeah. See? Support coming right even as we speak. Wonderful. Thank you. And so thank you for joining us online. We will see you again next week. And remember, as Meister Eckhart says, if the only prayer you ever say your entire life is thank you, that will be enough, because gratitude is playfulness, just thinking about all the wonderful things in your life and the life around you and the life of others. That is the best form of play of it all, just being grateful. And so we are grateful for you, and so we say